Hi everyone, welcome to the session of ECA Electronic Circuit Analysis. Myself Divya, Assistant Professor from ECE Department, Chevron Engineering College. And now I am going to give the demo on types of coupling. In previous session, we have already observed. So that is what is multi-stage amplifier and what is multi-stage amplifier, what are the types, that means why we are going for the multi-stage amplifier, and what is the analysis, that means what is the overall voltage gain, what is the overall current gain of n-stage multi-stage amplifier. So multi-stage amplifier means if you are using more than one stage, then that type of amplifier is known as multi-stage amplifier. Why we are using multi-stage amplifier? So in order to increase the gain or in order to get the required gain, we are using multi-stage amplifier. So depending on our application, we can use the number of stages to get the required gain. So next, what is the overall voltage gain of a multi-stage amplifier? So if you know the voltage gains of individual stages, then if you product all the voltage gains of individual stages, then that will become the overall voltage gain of an n-stage amplifier. So similarly, the current gain. So in order to obtain the current gain of n-stage amplifier, then we can simply product the individual stages current gains. So these are all topics were already discussed in previous class. So in this class, we are discussing about the coupling methods. So what is coupling and what are the types of coupling? So when multi-stage amplifier or in a multi-stage amplifier, the output signal of preceding stage or previous stage is to be coupled to the input circuit of the succeeding stage. Coupling means connection. So here, if you take the multi-stage amplifier, then we have number of stages. Then the output of previous stage is connected or coupled to the input of the next stage. So for this interstage coupling, different types of coupling elements can be employed. So in order to coupling, that means in order to provide the coupling between the stages, we can use number of coupling elements or different types of coupling elements. So depending on the components which we are using in the process of coupling, these methods, coupling methods, we have three types of coupling methods. First one, RC coupling. Second one, transformer coupling. Third one, direct coupling. So when amplifiers are cascaded, or when that means if you want to give the output of first stage to the input of the next stage in a multi-stage amplifier, it is necessary to use a coupling network or a coupling device between the stages. So why? What is the purpose of using multi-stage or what is the purpose of coupling in the multi-stage amplifier? So mainly it transfers the AC output of first stage to the input of the next stage. So it passes or it transfers the AC signal of first stage to the input of the next stage. That is the purpose of using coupling device, and as well as it isolates the DC conditions of one stage to the next stage. So if we have some DC component, DC current of first stage, then that should not be passed to the next stage. It isolates the DC content or DC conditions of previous stage to the next stage. So this is the purpose of using coupling devices between the stages. So mainly we have three types of couplings: RC coupling, transformer coupling, and direct coupling. So first one is RC coupling. So RC coupling means here we have a figure. So this figure represents RC coupling. So here we can observe two stages because here this up to this portion, this one represents a first stage and this one represents a second stage. So we have two stages. So that's why this type of amplifier is known as multi-stage amplifier. And the output of first stage is given as input to the second stage by using some components. So here we are using components like resistors and capacitors. By the use of resistors and capacitors, we are coupling the devices. We are coupling the stages. So here we are using RC components in order to connect the stages. So that's why this type of coupling is known as RC coupling. And here we are using two stages. Okay. So as shown in the figure, the output of first stage is coupled to the input of the next stage by using a transistor, by using a capacitor as well as a load, that is a resistance. So this coupling does not affect the operating point of the next stage. Since the coupling capacitor CC blocks the DC voltage of the first stage from reaching the base of the next stage. So here we are using a coupling device like CC. So this coupling device or a capacitor blocks the DC content or DC current which appears at the input of the first stage. So because of the blocking of the DC content, there is no shifting of the operating point of the next stage. That means this coupling does not affect the operating point of the next stage. So already we know, so here we are using some resistors R1 and R2. Why we are using these resistances? So these two resistances are used to provide the stabilization. So in order to get the stability of the circuit, we are using R1 and R2, as well as for biasing also, we are using R1 and R2. And next here we are using two stages, and since we are using two transistors and as well as the capacitor CC connects the, that means the capacitor CC is used to block the DC current which appears in the previous stage. So this is the main operation of RC coupled amplifier. So when an AC input signal is applied to the first transistor or the first stage, it will be amplified by the transistor and appears at the collector load. That is, that means the signal appears at the first stage, that is across the load resistance RL, which is then passed through the coupling capacitor. And if there is any DC content present in that signal, then that DC content will block by the capacitor CC, and this becomes the input of the next stage. And that will be amplified again by the second transistor. Okay. So thus the signal is amplified stage by stage, and the DC content will be blocked by the capacitance CC. And next, coming to the frequency response. So the RC network is broadband in nature. So therefore, it gives a wide frequency response without any peak at any frequency. And so it can be used in AF amplifiers. So if you observe the figure, so we can have some broad frequency response. We can have some broad frequency response at mid-range of frequencies. So we can get some flat frequency response also without any peak at any frequency. Hence, this type of coupling is used in audio frequency amplifiers. So, however, its frequency response drops at lower frequencies as well as at higher frequencies. Why the frequency response drops at lower and higher frequencies? So, at lower frequencies, the frequency response drops because of the coupling capacitors. That means what? That means here we have some coupling capacitors at each and every stage. So because of all these coupling capacitors, we can have some lower gain at the lower frequencies. And whereas at higher frequencies, the gain is reduced because of the stray capacitances. Stray capacitances means the capacitance which appears internally. So we have some internal capacitances. So that internal capacitance is also known as stray capacitances. Because of those stray capacitances, we can have some lower gain at higher frequencies also. So at lower and higher frequencies, the gain will be low, the gain is reduced. And at mid-range of frequencies, we can get some flat response without any peak at any frequency. So what are the advantages of RC coupling? So the frequency response of RC amplifier provides constant gain or a wide frequency range. So if you observe, the figure, the frequency response, we can have some constant gain at mid-range of frequencies, and hence it is used for the audio frequency amplifiers. And this circuit is simple and the cost is also very low, because just we are using capacitors and resistors in the circuit. And what are the disadvantages of the circuit? So this becomes very noisy if aging process, because of the aging process, and because of poor impedance matching, poor transfer will be, the power transfer will be low. That is, the power transfer is low compared to the transformer coupling, because in this case there is no impedance matching. Okay, because of lack of impedance matching or poor impedance matching, power transfer will be low. So this is about RC coupling. So next type of coupling is transformer coupling. So the amplifier circuit in which the previous stage is connected to the next stage using a coupling transformer is called as transformer coupled amplifier. So in previous case, we have seen that we are using some resistors and capacitors in order to couple the stages. That's why that type of coupling is known as RC coupling. In this case, we are using a transformer in order to couple the stages, or in order to connect the number of stages. So that's why this type of coupling is known as transformer coupling. Okay. So here the coupling transformer T1 is used to feed the output of first stage to the input of the second stage. So if you observe the figure, here we have first stage and here we have second stage. The output of first stage is given as input to the second stage by using a transformer. So this transformer acts as a coupling device. So that's why this transformer can also be called as coupling transformer. Okay. So here, that means the output of first stage is given as input to the second stage using transformers. Hence, this type of coupling is known as transformer coupling. And here, the DC content will be blocked by the transformer. The transformer blocks the DC of first stage and providing some DC isolation between the two stages. Therefore, the transformer coupling does not affect the operating point of the next stage. So the DC content should be blocked stage by stage. If the DC content is not blocked, that means if the DC current passes from stage by stage, then we can have some distortion at the output, as well as there is a shift in the operating point. So in order to get the stability, in order to get the distortion free output, we should block the DC current stage by stage. Okay. So here the DC current which appears in the first stage, that will be blocked by the transformer. Okay. And it provides some isolation, DC isolation, and it does not pass the DC current. It blocks the DC current at the first stage only. It passes AC content or AC signal only to the next stage. So then we can get some distortion free output and the operating point also stable. Okay. So that is about the transformer coupling. And here also we are using some R1 and R2 resistances in order to bias, as well as in order to get the stability. So here when an AC signal is applied at the input of the first transistor, then it gets amplified by the transistor and it is passed to the next stage by using some transformer. And this transformer blocks the DC content which appears in the first stage, and only the AC signal will be passed to the next stage, and that will be amplified by the next stage or the second stage. So the transformer coupling provides good impedance matching. So in order, if you want some impedance matching, then we can go for this type of coupling, because the transformer provides an impedance matching. So the transformer coupled amplifier is generally used for the power amplification. So coming to the frequency response, the frequency response of transformer coupled amplifier is not that much of excellent compared to the RC coupled amplifier, because here we can get some fluctuations, or we can get some peaks at some frequencies. And here, because of leakage inductance and interwinding capacitances at the transformer, it does not allow the amplifier to amplify the signals at different frequencies equally well. So because of leakage inductance or because of the interwinding capacitances, if you take the transformer consists at the transformer we can have some leakage inductance as well as some interwinding capacitance. Because of these capacitance and inductance, it does not allow the amplifier to amplify the signals equally well at all the frequencies. That means if you see the figure, here we can have some flat response. Here we can have some flat response. Whereas if you come to this point, then we can get some peak at this frequency. Okay, that means there is no flat response, and the amplifier does not allow to amplify the signals equally at all the frequencies because of inductance, interwinding inductance, and capacitance. We can get some peaks at some particular frequencies. So these provide high gain at desired frequency. So that means in order to get higher gain at some particular frequency, we can use this type of coupling. It provides the gain at selective frequencies. So for this reason, transformer coupled amplifiers are used in TV and radio receivers for amplifying the signals as well as in order to provide some impedance matching. So this is mainly used for TV and radio receivers for the amplification and as well as in order to provide some impedance matching. And next, what are the advantages of transformer coupling? So first advantage is already we know the transformer gives an impedance matching. So an excellent impedance matching is provided by the transformer coupling. So gain is also very high at some particular frequencies, at some selective frequencies, and there will be no power loss in collector and base resistances. There will be no power loss at collector and base resistances, and we can get some efficient operation. And next, what are the disadvantages? So though the gain is high, even we can get some higher gain, it varies considerably with frequency. So that means the gain is not constant at every frequency. We can get some higher gain at some frequencies, we can get some lower gain at some frequencies. So that means the gain varies considerably depending on the frequency. So the frequency response is poor. We can say that the frequency response is poor compared to the RC coupling. And we can get some frequency distortion. That means that means if you use some transformer coupling, we can get some frequency distortion also. Because of the use of transformers, we can get the noise that is called hum noise. And already we know transformers are bulky, and because of the application of transformer in the coupling, the cost of the transformer coupling devices, the transformer coupling amplifiers are also high. That means transformers are bulky and costly. So these are all disadvantages of transformer coupling. So third one is direct coupling. What is meant by direct coupling? So the output of first stage is connected to the input of the second stage directly. So here we can observe this type of coupling is known as direct coupling. So if you see the output of first stage is connected to the input of the next stage directly. Okay, there is no capacitor, there is no transformer, and the output of first stage is connected to the input of the next stage directly. This type of coupling is known as direct coupling. Okay, and the input signal which we are applying at the base of the first transistor, that will be amplified by this transistor, and it is given to the second transistor. And there is no coupling device between these two states. So what is the drawback of this coupling? If there is no coupling device, or if there is no capacitance, or if there is no transformer. So the purpose of using a capacitor or a transformer is in order to block the DC content, which is present at the previous stage or the first stage. So if there is no capacitance, if there is no transformer, if there is no some DC blockage element between the stages, then what happens? The DC current which appears in first stage, that will be passed to the second stage. If the DC current passes from stage by stage, then what happens? the operating point of the next stage will be shifted. That means there is a shifting in the operating point, as well as we can get some distortion in the output. The operating point should be stable, and if the DC current passes from stage by stage, then the DC current of first stage will shift the operating point of the second stage. And stage by stage, if that means the output of second stage will shift the operating point of the third stage, and so on. So because of this shifting in the operating point, then we can get some distortion in the output. So because of the direct coupling, there is no blockage of DC content or DC current. Because of the passage of DC current, there is a shifting in the operating point. And if there is some shift in the operating point, then we can get some distortion in the output. Okay, that is the drawback of direct coupling. So coming to the frequency response, due to the absence of coupling capacitors, due to the absence of RC components, the lower frequency response is good. So what is the reason of lower gain at lower frequencies? Already we have seen that if there is a coupling device, that means if there is a coupling capacitance, then we can get some lower gain at lower frequency. So here there is no coupling capacitor, so that's why we can have some higher gain at lower frequencies. Okay, but whereas at higher frequencies the gain reduced because of stray capacitance. That means the internal capacitances. The stray capacitances or the internal capacitances leads to the decrease in gain at higher frequencies. So that's why here we can have some flat response. That means the higher gain at lower frequencies, and we can have some lower gain at higher frequencies. But most that means the drawback of this coupling is the passes of DC current or DC content, which shifts the operating point. And what are the advantages of direct coupling? So the circuit arrangement is simple, because here we are using some minimum number of resistances. The circuit is simple, and the circuit is also very low. That means the cost of circuit is also very low because of absence of coupling devices. There is no capacitance, there is no transformer, so that's why the cost is also very low. So these are all two advantages of direct coupling. And what are the disadvantages? So it cannot be used for amplifying higher frequencies, because at higher frequencies the gain is reduced. So it cannot be preferable for amplifying the signals at higher frequencies. And the one more drawback or disadvantage is the operating point is shifted due to the temperature variations and due to the absence of the coupling devices. That means due to the absence of capacitance, due to the absence of transformer, the DC content passes stage by stage, and there is a shifting in the operating point. So we can have some distortion also. So these are all three methods of couplings: RC coupling, transformer coupling, and direct coupling. And here we can have some comparison. So here we are taking 6 parameters in order to compare the coupling methods, that is RC coupling, transformer coupling, and direct. First parameter is coupling element. So in RC coupling, the coupling elements are resistances and capacitances. If you see the figure. So this is RC coupling. This figure represents RC coupling, and here we are using some resistance and capacitance. Resistance and capacitance in order to couple in order to connect the stages. So the coupling elements are resistances and capacitance. And whereas for the transformer coupling, the coupling device is transformer. In order to connect the stages, we are using a transformer. And in direct coupling, there is no coupling device. There is no coupling device. The signal is directly coupled to the next stage. So coupling elements in RC coupling, we are using some resistors and capacitors. And whereas for transformer coupling, we are using transformers. In direct coupling, there is no coupling device. And next, frequency response. So frequency response in RC coupling, we can get some flat response at mid frequencies and gain reduces at lower and higher frequencies. So this is RC coupling frequency response. So if you observe the figure, so we can get some flat response at mid frequencies. That is from 50 Hz to 20 kHz. We can have some flat gain, flat response, and the gain reduced at lower frequencies as well as at higher frequencies. Okay, because of capacitance. So this is the frequency response of RC coupling. Whereas transformer coupling, so transformer coupling, that is, it gives flat response at mid frequencies, but we can have some high gain at higher frequencies, at desired frequencies, not higher frequencies, at desired frequencies, and the gain reduces at higher frequencies. If you observe the figure, we can have some flat response. We can have some flat response at mid frequencies, and we can have some higher gain at some particular frequencies. At some selective frequencies, the gain is high. So this is the frequency response of transformer coupling. And next, circuits. So that means here we should draw the equivalent circuits. That means if you go for this question, then I should draw the relative figures. That means here we should draw some RC coupling, that is two-stage RC coupled amplifier. Here we can have some transformer coupled amplifier, and here we should draw the direct coupled amplifier. Okay. Next, stability of operating point. So that means the operating point is stable or not. So in RC coupling, the operating point is stable. Why the operating point is stable? Because here we are using some capacitor. The capacitor blocks the DC voltage or DC current, and it passes only the AC signal. And because of the blockage of DC current, there is a stability in the operating point. That means operating point is stable. Okay, and we can have some less distortion also. And coming to the transformer coupling, here we are using transformer. So transformer acts as a coupling device, and this blocks the DC current or DC content, and it passes only AC signal to the next stage. So that means because of blockage of DC content or DC current, the operating point is stable in this case also. So whereas in direct coupling, the stability of operating point means the operating point is unstable. That means operating point is shifted. Why the operating point is shifted? So there is no blockage element. There is no DC blockage element. So that we are connecting the stages directly, and the DC current which appears in first stage passes to the next stage, and that will change the operating point of the second stage as well as third stage or as well as fourth stage. So that means there is no blockage of DC content or DC current, and because of the DC current which appears stage by stage, that current will shift the operating point. So that means operating point is not stable in direct coupling. Next one, distortion. So distortion is low in RC coupling, and in transformer coupling, distortion is medium. And in direct coupling, we can have some higher distortion. And next, applications. What are the applications of these type of coupling methods? First one, RC coupling is used at AF amplifiers, that is audio frequency amplifiers, as well as public addressing systems. So these are all two applications which we have. That means we can use RC coupling in these types of applications. Next, transformer coupling applications are whenever we want some impedance matching, then we go for the transformer coupling. So impedance matching devices can be that means the devices which uses some impedance matching, then they can select the transformer coupling. And for the TV and radio receivers, transformer coupling is used. So next one, direct coupling. So direct coupling mostly used in regulators, and it cannot be preferable for higher frequency amplifications. So that means If you want some amplification at higher frequencies, it is not preferable. As well as compared to RC coupling and transformer coupling, it gives some higher distortion because there is no stability of the operating point. So this is the comparison of RC coupling, transformer coupling, and direct coupling. Okay. So thank you.